Hi everybody, welcome back to English 90. This is for our last class, believe it or not, and this is the 15th of December, Wednesday, where I wanted to draw your attention to the notes below. You can see that our very last paper, paper number 4, where you are writing 5 or more paragraphs in response to one of the essays we reviewed in our textbook. That will be due today if you're watching this on the 15th, Wednesday, 11:59 p.m. via PDF to my email, ruiz@gcc.mass.edu. And thank you for those of you who have already submitted it. And I wanted to remind you again of our final examination. That'll be the last element of this particular course. And according to GCC, our final exam would have been posted or would have been given on Monday, December 20th at 10:30 a.m. So what I'm going to do is Monday on December 20th at 10:30 a.m. post our final exam. And if we were taking the final exam in class, you would have approximately 2 hours to write that final. We aren't meeting in class, so I'll give you 24 hours to do that final. And again, I'm not expecting anything as neat or as polished as what you would do in a paper or even in a journal. I just want you to be able to show that you can find a way to synthesize what we've talked about in terms of writing skills over the course of the semester. So it'll be very similar to the kind of practice final that you took, but of course with different questions. And again, that will be due on the 21st, which is Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. via PDF to my email. So you have 24 hours, though I don't expect that you would spend anything more than 2 hours on this exam. And even that is probably a little bit of a stretch. And I wanted to leave you with an essay by an author. His name is Robert Fulghum, and he is best known for an essay that he wrote that was turned into a book called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And his story is quite interesting. He used to write these essays basically to entertain himself and for family and friends. Eventually, it ended up working its way into the hands of a child who showed it to a teacher, and the teacher was quite impressed. And the teacher asked if the child knew the author, and she said no, but her mother did. So the teacher and the mother basically had a conversation, and the teacher asked if the mother could contact the author because she thought that if he had other essays that were similar to the one that was shared in class, she had a publisher friend who might be interested in putting them together in a book. And one thing led to another, and before you know it, Robert Fulghum was meeting with the publisher and giving the publisher some, not all, of his essays, very skeptically, thinking that not much would come of it. What ended up happening was basically a best-selling novel, or a best-selling book, I should say, with its title essay, All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, becoming quite iconic. It appeared on things like t-shirts and sweatshirts and movie poster or just posters in general and things of that nature. So it's a great essay basically where he's talking about that some of the best things that one can learn do not happen in advanced education. They happen in kindergarten, where you learn how to share and play well with others and so forth. But that is not the essay that I wanted to share with you, because we are at the very ending of the semester. So this is the essay I always share at the ending of the semester, because I think it sort of ends the semester in a nice tone. And I will read this essay to you, but you can see that it is also in our notes below. My grandfather called me up last Tuesday to ask if I'd take him to a football game. Grandfather likes small town high school football, and even better is the 8-man ball played by crossroad teams. Grandfather is a fan of amateurs and small scale. Some people are concerned about how it is that good things happen to bad people, and there are those concerned about how bad things happen to good people. But my grandfather is interested in those times when miracles happen to ordinary people. Here again, he likes small scale. When a nothing team full of nothing kids from a nothing town rises up with nothing to lose against some upmarket suburban outfit with new uniforms, and their scrawny freshman tight end catches 3 in a row to win the game, well, it does your heart good. Miracles do happen. Murphy's Law does not always hold, says Grandfather. Every once in a while, the fundamental laws of the universe seem to be momentarily suspended. And not only does everything go right, nothing seems to be able to keep it from going right. It's not always something as dramatic as the long bomb or the slam dunk that wins ball games. There are smaller playing fields. For example, ever drop a glass in the sink when you're washing dishes and have it bounce 9 times and not even chip? Ever come out after work to find your lights have been on all day and your battery's dead, but you're parked on a hill and you let your old car roll and it fires the first time you pop the clutch and off you roar with a high heart? Ever pull out that drawer in your desk that has a 10-year accumulation of junk in it, pull too far and too fast, and just as it's about to vomit its contents all over the room, you get a knee under it and stagger back, hopping on one foot, doing a balancing act like the great zucchini, and you don't lose it? A near miss at an intersection, the glass of knocked over milk that waltzes across the table but doesn't spill. The deposit that beat your rubber check to the bank because there was a holiday you forgot about. The lump in your breast that turned out to be benign. The heart attack that turned out to be gas. Picking the right lane for once in a traffic jam. Opening the door of your car with a coat hanger through the wing window on the first try. Obviously, this is an old car. And on and on and on. Well, you've got your own list. When small miracles occur for ordinary people, day by ordinary day, when not only did the worst not happen, but you got the gift of what could never happen, but did. How grand to beat the odds for a change. My grandfather says he's grateful for each day when he takes himself off the bed having eaten and not having been eaten once again. And I think that this is an important essay at this part of the semester because I know everybody's tired and I know everybody's overwhelmed, but you've made it through the end. And I encourage us to think about those tiny miracles that happen to all of us. I know it's easy to dwell on the negative rather than the positive. And the example I always give is $5. That if you were to find $5, you'd be quite pleased. But you would probably think to yourself, it's only $5. If you were to lose $5, you would probably be quite upset, more upset than you were pleased, thinking that you've lost quite a bit. It's the same $5. It's just a question of perception. So think about all of the small miracles, all the good things that have happened. And certainly I know that this semester and these past couple of years have been extremely challenging. I wanted to thank you for finding the energy and the fortitude to be in class with all of the uncertainty in our world. I very much hope that we can see each other soon in person. And for our very last attendance question, I wanted to make sure that you didn't have any questions about the final exam. So our last attendance question, which would be due on Thursday, the 16th at 10 a.m. Do you have any questions about the upcoming final exam? And if so, what are those questions? And if you don't, you can just say no. And one last time, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. And I will be posting the final exam on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.